Appreciate y'all coming. It was a tough game for us. I thought offensively I was really pleased with the production we had. I thought, starting Turner Peterson at the quarterback and letting him run the Wildcat, throw the football a little bit, open some things for us, and alternating the quarterbacks and trying to play off the strengths of what we could do with the different personnel groups we were using. Was just thrilled to see Tyler Smith have the type of game he did. I thought our offensive line performed extremely well, opening some holes, holding them to one sack. Something obviously we can really, really build on and show the offense just what they are capable of when we do things together. Defensively, disappointing to give up that many points, and that many yards. But you look at the landscape of college football and you look at the yards given up by. Oklahoma had 700 yards. It's not the old two-back offenses where you're hitting those 10-7 games. It's about isolating people in space and getting one-on-ones and making plays. And offensively, they made them. I thought Bryce Callahan really did some nice things at the cornerback. I think he's 3 interceptions on the year. I think he's second in the country as a freshman in PBUs. He continues to get better. We're still, though, have to get everybody on the same page every snap. And that's, where we've got these smart guys and we've got to make that a strength, that we're doing everything together. There were still some miscues. There's still some penalties we have got to get eliminated. We've got to hold. I'm responsible. We're all accountable. And we've got to continue to do things to get this football team better and win our share here on these last 4, going into these last 4. UTEP's coming in on homecoming. Coach Price has done a nice job after everybody graduating to getting those guys going again. And, we need the guys that come over today, they're an amazing, resilient bunch. They'll come over today ready to go to work and do whatever we ask to try to win a football game. I can't say it enough that I do coach the greatest young men in America that are going to come over here and give it their all. And, you get into this, there's going to be some highs, there's going to be some lows. You do it long enough, you stand on both sidelines, and the one thing is always constant, though, you do it for the young men in it. And so we'll come out fighting next Saturday against UTEP. Any questions?
Coach, the success of the running game, does that maybe bode well for the next few games?
Well, you sure hope so. I think Turner showed he can really read the different options that we have on that. And, I think Turner throws the ball effectively, hit the bubble early. And I think he's an old high school quarterback. While throwing it's not his strong point, he, at least he can do it and get it in the general area it needs to be in. But, he's working hard, slinging it and running it. You saw how tough he is, and, he's just an instinctual football player.
Coach, you look at the U of H deep ball passing attack, and they've got these literally world-class sprinters, a wily veteran quarterback who can lay the ball on a dime. Could you take us through the reasoning when you have to figure out how to defend something like that? And I know you pretty much went man-to-man. That was a decision last week, but obviously it's not an easy choice, but can you talk about that a little bit?
Sure, absolutely. But if you look at the variation of our coverages, a lot of times when we're in man, we had over the top where you're in half man under. We tried to change it on case to make it difficult. We were only in straight zero. I think it was 4 calls that game. One of them was the 47-yard touchdown where Bryce got picked. Every coverage anymore, it doesn't matter if you're in halves, cover 3, the way they spread a field, it's going to man at some point. You can be in halves coverage and get twins to the boundary, and they're going to take that half coverage deep, and they're going to take that rolled up corner deep. That's just why the spread offenses do what they do. The day of just those zone, cover 3 and cover 2, you have a hard time doing that against a spread offense. We want to challenge every throw. We thought if we could challenge every throw and get them to drop some, they were just they were on fire that night. They when you play those kind of teams, you hope they're having one of those nights where they're not as effective catching everything that's up in the air. So a lot of times too, you look at Tanner Leland's coverage. You can't cover some of those throws any better than we did. It was just placed where only that receiver could get it. They're a good football team, and that quarterback makes them great. It'd be like us having Chase back, a 6 year. Just that's how wise, that he is now. We have 107 years, I think, of defensive experience in that room. We just got to continue to get to improve and get on our techniques. But that, staff-wise, we got to get them better and get them round up. I think too, early in the game, I thought Solomon was getting some pretty good pressure, and then when it rained, we had one sack early and they had a sack. I thought that hurt our pass rush some as it did theirs, and we couldn't get to him. Even when we got there, he made us miss. All right, Turner. Oh, sorry.
I was going to ask, back on the mistakes, the things that you said, kind of the things that are happening. So I guess, 8 games in, where is that coming from? I know you've held some people accountable.
We just got to keep holding them accountable, and when you get a jump late into a game and it's a junior or senior, those are the things that shouldn't be. We got to hold them more accountable. We got to show how it hurts this football team and the progress. And you got to keep working with them and let them know that there's a price to pay and that we've got to work that out.
I mean, do you see that? I mean, in practice obviously is different than the game, but do you see those things out there, or does it surprise you on Saturday?
No, it surprises me. On Saturday we don't do those things. We got to. You try to practice at game speed and game tempo. You try to practice with loud music. You try to practice, where you're simulating a game. And, there's no call for a receiver to jump. They shouldn't even know the snap count. They're looking at the football.
As far as Tyler mentioned after the end, it was kind of one of those, it's hard to enjoy his performance after a loss. But
I did. It may have been hard for you two, but I sure did.
For him, he said it was kind of tough. But
sure.
He came here, and obviously his brother made a name for himself here. Can you just talk about his development and coming kind of into his own?
Yeah, what's really amazing about that kid, when he had that catastrophic knee injury, they didn't think he was ever going to play football again. And he dedicated himself to this team, and and you look where he is now. Each day, each play, he seems to get better. Each day, he seems to get better. But he's one of those young men that comes over here and he didn't have a bad day. He refuses not to come over here, and it doesn't matter if he just had a biochemistry test. He's going to come over here, and it's all about football when he gets here. And he doesn't talk a lot. He just comes over here with a big smile, and it's all about getting better and trying to get this football team better. And I applaud him for the game that he did have. That was, the longest run in school history, and I think Chuck was telling me it's the longest run in conference history. And just to know how he's raised and what he represents, and for his brother to have this success here, I think Rice football is just extremely important to him.
And with the with the Wildcat and what you can do there, and obviously Turner's been a quarterback. Where are you at in your quarterback situation? Just because I know they both played the other day, they both came in, but it didn't seem like there was a
If I had to give an edge to somebody right now, it'd be Nick, because he's taking care of the football. At that position, you have to take care of the football. At all positions that touch it, you got to take care of it. But we can't have mistakes, especially costly turnovers there.
We'll get set up here. And we'll have Coach up here momentarily. One quick, and if you had not seen the Twitter message, the Northwestern game next Saturday will be an 11 a.m. kickoff in Evanston and will be carried by Big Ten Network. So that's a housekeeping.
Appreciate y'all coming. It was a tough game for us. I thought offensively I was really pleased with the production we had. I thought you know, starting Turner Peterson at the quarterback and letting him run the Wildcat, throw the football a little bit, open some things for us. And